So today's video is going to be about the LG G4's case that I have right up here. This is a Tech 21 case for the LG G4, and for large phones like the LG G4, you really don't want to add a case on it because it's already a big enough phone and it's going to get bigger either way with a case on it. But this is the thinnest case I could buy, and this is the second most expensive case that I bought. The first case was the LG Flip case. That was $60 or $59.99 plus tax, so that was $66. This is $50, tax and everything included. So why is this so special? Well, I'll tell you why. Because this is the thinnest case I can find out there for the LG G4, and I don't want to make the phone already bigger. And I already do have a history of dropping this phone once, and after that drop I really want to protect it, and I went online scourging for everything and I found this case, so I headed over to T-Mobile and bought this case right over here. And so today I'm going to be doing an in-depth review and a look around of the Tech 21 case for the LG G4. Let's get into it. So the case has a few respective cutouts. Let's go over them. So in the back you have your cutout for the 16 megapixel camera, volume rockers, color spectrometer / flash, and the laser autofocus. On the bottom you have a USB 2.0 cutout / headphone cutout. On the top you have a silencing microphone / a IR port cutout, and there's nothing on the sides because all the buttons are located on the back, so the sides are super clean. But let's actually get into the thing that Tech 21 claims to be protecting your phone. As we slowly peel off the case, we will put the phone off to the side, and we will actually see the thing that's protecting the phone. First of all, the rubber in this case is protecting it most from impacts, but from corner you have this orange type material around it. And I'll give you guys a closer look in just a minute, but actually going over this does revert shock the other way. So once it hits the corner, the shock won't go to the phone, it will actually go to back where it came from, so it will revert the shock to where it came from. So let's actually give you guys a closer look of this shock resistant material. As you can see, it's kind of look like teeth. As the shock comes in from one way, it bounces between these two ridges and comes back out. And that's what Tech 21 actually claims to be protecting your phone against impacts. And as you can see, it stops with the respective cutouts, and it just protects all the corners of the phone. So that's a very neat feature from Tech 21 to protect your phone like that. But as a protective phone cover, it needs to make those sacrifices to look kind of like an orange peel in the center and making the phone just a bit bigger, or already bigger than it already is. So it's very hard for getting used to a case this massive and with a phone even massive. So it gets very hard at some point. So at the end of the day, the question still lingers: is this $50 case worth it? Well, in my opinion, from the protective sides and the useless sides, like the extra bulk, like when I bought this case, it actually didn't fit on my phone. Like the bottom bezel part was actually kind of curved out. I had to take a hairdryer for the past few days and actually melt or soften the rubber and contour towards my phone. And even at the top there's this bump that I actually had to melt down and squeeze it or heat up the rubber and contour down to my phone. So is it worth it? The LG G4 is already a really big device, and adding just a bit more bulk for $50, is it worth it? Well, at the end of the day, installation is very simple. Like, you just pop it on. Like, you can't get any more simpler of adding on a case. Like, boom, done. See? Easy. But is it worth it? The added bulk. To some people it's ugly, but in my opinion it looks good, that's why I bought it. But at the end of the day, I think it's worth it. Because I already dropped my phone, and you don't want to drop an expensive phone like this. Like, if you spent a lot of money, which I did, if you spend a lot of money on these phones, you actually want to cover it like a skin. It makes it look good, it adds a specific type of protection against scratches, but at the end of the day, it's not going to protect it against fall damage. It's not. So that's why you need a specific case, and I really recommend the Tech 21. I'll leave a link in Amazon or any website that I find in the description below, and I'll also leave the Tech 21 website in the description below. So, in my opinion, it's very worth it. And if you don't have the leather version, well, who would cover leather? But if you don't have the leather version, the added ridge will give some impact. It will give some time to the leather, so the rubber, my bad. So the rubber actually has time to depressurize the impact, so it has more time to bend, or more time to actually slow down the phone from its demise or its death, or the screen won't crack because there is a lip around the phone. So if it does fall, first of all, the LG G4 is slightly curved, a very subtle curve. So when I dropped it first time, it fell from the back, rolled over, and hit the glass. But since it's curved, it didn't hit the screen, it hit the bezels, it hit the corner. So that's very good for me. So it adds a lip, so protect the phone. My phone's already damaged, there's nicks all around the corner. I'll give you guys a closer look in just a minute. But in my opinion, very recommended, and I really do like this case. But if you guys don't want to have the added bulk, then go for a skin. I actually did order a skin. I made a mistake, I ordered a skin. I don't know what to do with that. Like, do I put it on, then put on the case? Whatever, I'll think about that. So, yeah. At the end of the day, the case is very worth it. So, thanks for the view. Subscribe for more, guys. And I'll see you guys later. Peace. I'm not living with that. Nor that. Or even that. Or that. No, it's not happening. It's not. It's not!